G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a Bloodied alien blaster with 25% faster fire rate and 50% slower braking. This is a new tertiary legendary effect, and let me tell you something, we're going to need it here because I'm going to need to fire like 1 billion fusion cells into people. We're using fusion cells, will get a little bit weaker damage, but you can't craft and the alien blaster cells, so we'll have to use what we've got, but yeah, I've only used this briefly and it's already down there, so I think this is possibly could be god roll in terms of what you could get out of an alien blaster, which ain't saying much. Basically, never use alien blasters. They're a fun novelty weapon, but until they improve this number right here, when no perks are applied, then you can basically never use them. Plus, the projectiles are funky and I don't think they work properly. We'll have to see that. We'll have a little bit of a look later on, but let's go ahead and chuck on some perks. I don't know why I don't have Nerd Rage applied because it wouldn't be doing anything at the moment. Anyway, we'll go for the gunslinger approach to this because it is a semi-automatic pistol, but it can fire basically as fast as you pull the trigger. We've got better criticals to spam this thing in VATS, critical savvy to get as many crits as possible, serendipity for reducing the amount of damage we take on at least by half, and then, I mean, you know what this thing does, avoid all damage, so a coin flip chance of not taking any damage, but I'm pretty sure this thing is quiet. We'll have to see, but I think we should be okay with the build we've got. Grim Reaper Sprint there, helpful because we're going to use a lot of our AP to actually get work done here because we've got to shoot things 1 billion times. There we go, 44 damage, and that's it all perked. We've got follow through and far-flung fireworks, and the luck is going to be a little bit higher once we get all of my adrenal reaction bonuses and such, so it's already at that much. Righto. Okay, so now we're in Nerd Rage in non-green filter land because in the New Worlds thing you can make the weather always clear, and look what the Maya looks like without the horrible green filter. I mean, everything's still too dark in the shadows and too bright not in the shadows, but, you know, that's just Fallout 76's lighting system. Now we're doing 81 damage, which I think is a little bit more respectable. Yeah, we might be able to get some work done here. I want to check out how much this thing does with the alien blaster cells in it. Shells, lol, as if this is a ballistic weapon. Time to see how much damage I'm missing out on, because I can't be... actually, not too much. What I could do here, actually, is just turn on infinite ammo, and we can utilize these cells. You know what? That's a good solution. I'll be right back. 104 damage. We can work with that. I'm also teleporting back from my weapon workbenches. So, in your worlds menu, you'll find a couple of settings for infinite ammo. You can make it, like, on with no reload. Makes your magazines, basically, 999/999. So, it's infinite ammo, but you can chuck one on that you still allow you to go 3 reloads and everything. That just allows me to use these alien blaster cells without having to farm them. Okay, so here we are inside of, it's one of the alien facilities in XCOM. We've got an alien weapon, so I'm going to make an XCOM reference, maybe even Mass Effect later on. So I've got 45 rounds, and luckily that's enough to fill this thing's entire magazine, which apparently is at 42. And here's the thing about the alien blaster. It can't sneak crit. It's kind of weird that it doesn't, but... notice how there's no little notification of the extra damage that I'm getting out of this. So that means, well, if you're going to use this as like a stealth weapon, it's going to be exactly as effective as it would be when not using a stealth weapon. Granted, you won't have people shooting at you, so you'll survive longer, and being able to survive longer when you're shooting stuff, you're not going to get killed as much. There we go. As you can tell, it can kill pretty quickly. We're smashing these VATS criticals out very fast, but since we aren't getting any of that sweet, sexy sneak attack bonus damage, this thing is going to be draining your ammo very quickly, and if you want to run this thing at full strength with alien cells, I'm not sure you can craft those things. Wouldn't make a lot of sense for the player to be able to craft those things, to be honest. They might. I'm not an expert on this game. I don't know everything. So there might be ways, but yeah, it's kind of this novelty weapon, which you can have teeth with it, but there's so much better ways you can use fusion cells if you want to load fusion cells into this thing. And there's, you know, sure, limited use for alien blaster cells, but you don't have to waste your time on this weapon when something like a basic 10mm will probably do better. Tell you what, though, the DPS on this thing, once you get it going, just spamming that mouse button, it does get up there a little bit. Once we fight something tough, we'll get to see what this thing does in kind of full effect. I'm just sort of spamming these shots and then like 5 or 6 shots and just letting the bullets get there. That's another thing about the alien blaster. These bullets are very slow, and looking at the muzzle flashes in the background there, that's very seizure inducing. Can't believe that's allowed in the game. Rapid flashing lights, that's not a good thing. Maybe I need to put a seizure warning in this video because, yeah, it's a little bit messed up. And we actually took damage despite being a serendipity proc right there. So that was pretty interesting. It's not as terrible as I thought it would be. So we're off to a not a terrible start, but like I said before, there are better options out there. You can also put a scope on this if you want, but there's no point because it'll only serve to make your AP cost a little bit more. So this is probably the setup I'd go to. But if you don't have the alien fusions, the alien cells, the AB rounds, you just use fusion cells instead. It's probably what I'd do. Also, I'm apparently standing in the place where half of my face is darker than the other. Is this like a Two-Face joke? Am I playing as Harvey Dent in woman gunslinger form? I just want everybody just to take into account, just put in the back of your mind exactly how many rounds I used throughout this video. Not exactly, but just around, you know, just have that in the back of your mind as I'm going and slaying things, right? Because eventually, if you're doing this much, you're gonna run out. But provided you've got an infinite ammo thing like I do now, sure, you can get a lot of good use out of the alien blaster, but, you know, it won't last forever. Unless you're like a mega duper. I don't know if... I'm not even gonna go into that. I don't care, actually. So, yeah. We'll go out and not worry about sneaking so much against these ghouls because they don't appear to be wanting to load in anyway. Nice little stagger there. Not seeing too much in the way of disintegrations, despite that being one of the gimmicks from, like, for an alien-based weaponry, just because, remember Marvin the Martian had like an XP-2000 disintegrator or some shit like that. Yeah, Bloodied combat knife, I'll pick it up, see what the roll is. Nice. That's totally a weapon I'd test, by the way. You want to see that one tomorrow? Bloodied lucky combat knife. That sounds like a good weapon to test out because I'd love to tune up my melee build for getting VATS critical damage because I already attack so much in VATS anyway because of all the legendary perks. Alright, I need to reposition here. Come at me, bro! Oh, yeah. Death by fucking seizure right over here. Oh, it's a fat ass. Standard. Rematch. Spam that trigger, baby. Alright, just got it done with 5 rounds to spare. Alright. Really struggled there. I wonder how we'll go against Swan later on because that guy's not even like too bad on the tanky scale. So yeah, things might get ugly very soon. Although maybe not, because if this thing's semi-automatic, that means that concentrated fire is going to give me an extra 20 every time, aren't they? Oh yeah. That means I can safely sit back here, smash this mouse button one, and then we'll let the alien blaster projectiles do the rest. Good thing you're standing there, because I never would have hit you if you even started walking at not even a brisk pace to your left there. That one's on a broom. What's a crackhead doing with a broom? It's weird. It'd be funny if they just use that as a weapon, because they're supposed to be chemmed out of their minds anyway, right? So we're at basically full adrenaline. I don't have adrenaline all at full, so we're missing out on 6% additive damage, which is nothing, so I'm happy with that. There's Swan over there. I could have sworn he was walking around just before out of the corner of my eye, but we'll go ahead and blast him. $25 less VATS cost would be good in that situation, but let's have a look at this thing's condition. So that would be down to possibly the second health bar by now, or the the first health bar if you look at it that way. So, you know, at least we've got longevity that way. Probably would prefer, on balance, the 25% less VATS cost because, well, just you can spam in VATS a little bit more and extend your damage range with criticals. Alright, now, time to fight some of these crabby dudes. Yeah, that's working out so far. Notice how I'm getting hit markers even after they die. That's just the alien blaster projectiles locking onto their target. Alright, you should be dead, shouldn't you? Not quite. There we go, that'll finish you. That's one Mylet King dealt with. We'll deal with the other. Ooh, hang on a second. Oh, okay, so if you want to crit spam with this, you gotta be really close because that hit doesn't count until the projectile gets there. Oh, that's so weird. Okay, that means I can't crit spam with this, and that just brings the entire damage down. So I guess it's good that we're getting constant headshots, I guess. That's kind of the only thing we've got going for us right now. Oh boy, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna be one of those fights. I'm just gonna pop a preemptive stim pack here. Maybe use that to maintain adrenaline. Oof, that's bad. We'll keep on spamming anyway. We'll just keep chipping away at its health bar. The projectiles are forming behind me. That's just a latency issue with the server. Nothing that I can control. Now you are getting a bit closer, big girl, so I'm gonna keep backing off. Look, just as Count Dooku predicted, with a better weapon, probably already would have finished this fight, but what did he do, eh? I wonder if the bullets in proximity... I wonder if the range bonus is, like, calculated by how far you are away from your enemy when the bullets finally hit. So if you fired off a bunch of shots and sprinted real fast next to them before the shots got there, maybe you wouldn't incur such a range bonus or penalty. That's really weird. And also, it's doing the corpse dance. For some reason, I think that Mylet Queens have one of the more hideous, like, after death bloody mess things. Like, look at that. I know they're arm sockets, but that looks like nostrils. Alright, little bit of technical details about this weapon for people who, you know what they're talking about when it comes to the matters of the creation kit. This thing, technically, it fires missiles. It's a projectile that isn't hit scan, and it's got a little effect and everything. Obviously, the blast effect seems to be non-existent. It's actually kind of odd that there's no, like, laser gun effect. Maybe that's why, because other weapons that shoot missiles, like plasma snipers, obviously they move a little bit quicker, but they're able to get sneak criticals. These ones aren't, and they haven't been since the start. Now, back in Fallout 4, I believe these things actually had impacts, and you could get juicy sneak crits with them. The gun was still fucking piss weak, but, you know, you could at least get a little bit of sneak funniness out of it. Good thing we got a dense chest piece, eh? Our biggest threat right now is the cave cricket right there, actually, who apparently decided to die in one VATS round, which is very convenient indeed. I'm just going to chuck some deployable cover here. We'll focus the one that's weak. There he goes. Ah, it's another cricket. Oh, boy. And a Deathclaw? Come on. Odds are really stacking against us. All right, cool. Notice how the creatures that are scorched piss off when they know they can't get you, but the scorched just stand there menacingly. That's interesting. I wonder if that's an AI bug or if that's something. What the fuck? Alright then. You just go away on your little skateboard. Playing Tony Hawk Deathclaw Skater Pro here. This game sometimes, it's the most cooked thing. Alright, let's get some free aim shots here. See how slow these projectiles are. Now, the thing's the size of a barn, so I should hit at least most of the shots here. And if I don't, that means I'm shit at the game, and you should not be listening to my videos or taking any of my advice into account. Just kidding. I think I'm more credible than most out there. I don't call everything OP, you know? Righto. Going for the head, Deathclaw, bad idea. Unless you want to cripple its perception. But go for the belly, it's a little bit squishier there. Little change they implemented from Fallout 4. Might just do a stim pack here just in case I want to go through another death. Oh my fucking god, he's quick as fuck. I'm going over here. They're LS swapping the Deathclaws now. It was all a plan to lure me out there and then to throw me off guard. You know what? I don't even mind that some enemies just decide to get their LS swaps. What the hell, mate? I don't even know. What? Oh my god, they're fucking taking off. They should just ditch their careers as being a scorched monstrosity and go in the Olympics, because they'd win many golds for America, I guess. It's all country-based, and they're in West Virginia, which I believe is in America. Alright, we'll just spam some bullets. So, good luck running an alien blaster for this long out in the wild where you don't have infinite ammo. Wait a minute, was that 2 Deathclaws? No? If there was, I'd have a Newt Gunray meme stashed in my head for this very moment. But apparently that's not it. And I don't even know if we've pulled that 3rd Scorched Beast out, so we're going to go there. We'll let our AP recharge because we need to. Also, on the PTS, the midriff on this particular outfit, the Nuka Girl suit, isn't bugged. So maybe they actually got around to... You're fucking kidding me. Alright, hopefully that crab is pissed off now and we can get to fighting this Scorched Beast up close and personal so we can see what kind of damage we can do. Because I've already, for the last couple of fights, I've kind of held back. I mean, like, in terms of range, and that might have been penalizing my damage to a point where it would make a significant difference in the time to kill. So unfortunately we weren't able to get that, but maybe when the Scorched Beast was floating close. I have some revenge to make. You ask forgiveness, I give me sweet revenge. Very rarely getting the criticals here. Now, I'm wondering if you could potentially use the delayed criticals just to spam even more criticals with a weapon. You'd have to pick out a target who's far away, obviously, and then fire all the bullets and quickly get your AP back. I don't know. Could be onto something with that. I don't think it has any actual applications other than just having a broken ass weapon shown off, but what can you do, eh? So they have it, Bloodied Firerate Alien Blaster. If you are currently using cores to make this sort of weapon or this type of weapon, don't. Unless you want something cool for a novelty value that you sell to an unsuspecting player, then yeah, you can prey on the weak-minded like that. I'm okay with that. That's fine. Thank you very much for watching, guys.